BYJU'S. Kartik, BYJU'S is trying to get its house in order. BYJU Ravindran has been in a lot of trouble of late, and be it trouble with respect to loans, be it trouble with respect to some of his clientele, the customers, and the fact that the government says we're now going to look into BYJU'S, whether there was any lapse in corporate governance. Then he wrote a mega letter trying to clarify his position, trying to talk about how much he's put in to build that company. It now appears there may be some resolution, at least something that BYJU Ravindran can sleep peacefully on, and that is his term loan B. There is a resolution there, and there's also cost-cutting measures that continue to be unabated. Obviously, BYJU is trying to keep as much revenue, as much profit it can in its books, trying to make sure that it cuts corner as much as it can by the way of having excessive staff, obviously.
Right, Shweta. So I think BYJU Ravindran, number one, is trying to put together a dream team that can deliver.
Okay.
And that dream team right now consists of these two gentlemen, in addition to the family members which continue to be on the board. So this includes Rajneesh Kumar, former chairman of SBI, and the legendary Mr. Mohandas Pai, both of whom have, despite all the all the turmoil at BYJU'S, despite all the grief and despite all the negative press that BYJU'S has received, have taken that onus upon them to help the company steer a clearer direction for itself. And that comes now by way of two important factors which you mentioned. Number one, of course, is the restructuring of the loan. So now this restructuring of the loan with the three main creditors to which BYJU'S owes about $1.2 billion as of now, there's likely to be an amendment of that structure of the Term B loan, which should come into effect before 3rd of August, as per what we understand the company has released in the press. So by 3rd of August, there is going to be this resolution with the three leading creditors who own about 85% of the total $1.2 billion loan. And the amendment is going to consist primarily of three basic tenets. Number one, there is going to be no loan acceleration, which means these creditors are not going to push for an early recovery of the loan or an early settlement of the dues on account of BYJU'S to them. Number two, these three lenders are not going to litigate. They are not going to take BYJU'S to court, and they will end whatever litigation they have started already. Right. And number three is going to be no enforcement, and this enforcement is going to be by way of prevention of undue enforcement. I don't know how that is going to be written in the final restructured contract, but there is not going to be any enforcement on account of recovery of this loan. This comes in lieu of BYJU'S at least paying up the interest component of the loan upfront. So this helps overall defer the immediacy in the payment of the $1.2 billion loan, which should put some sort of an ease in the overall cash flow of BYJU'S at this moment. I think the interest component should be not more than 6%, 7% of the total term loan amount. And if BYJU'S is able to put that up front, then this new amended clauses come into action. So this $1.2 billion loan can then be treated like a term loan and could be repaid over installments over a fixed period of time. Right. So this is number one. This, I think, is obviously some sort of a renegotiation, which I assume could have happened with Rajneesh Kumar coming on the board of BYJU'S and helping BYJU Ravindran and the family and the employees renegotiate this existing contract with the creditors. So this is part one of the solution or potential solution to the road to resumption for BYJU'S. Number two is the cost-cutting initiative, which began with laying off employees, about 3,000 of those, over a period of time up until as late as last month. And now with this cost cutting, there is another cost cutting which is coming by way of shutting down certain offices, certain premises of BYJU'S in the city of Bengaluru. So two offices of BYJU'S have been closed, one permanently and completely fully closed down. This is the Kalyani Tech Park in Bengaluru, and apparently 2 out of 9 floors that were occupied by BYJU'S in the fairly prestigious Prestige Tech Park in Bengaluru have also been vacated. It continues to fully run its Benerghatta Knowledge Park, which is the IBC Knowledge Park office. That continues to be fully operational. And overall, I think with this almost 6 lakh square footage vacated, many employees have been asked to work from home, and some employees have been asked to work from other operational facilities like the one left over at the Prestige IT Park as well as the Benerghatta Knowledge Park. So this is how I think some sort of cost control, some management of excessive outgo of cash is being looked at. Overall, trying to assure investors, trying to assure employees and the media that that some sort of a recovery could be underway soon.
Some semblance of recovery,
hopefully,
at least is in the cards for BYJU'S. Baiju Ravindran, of course, trying to clean his house and put it in order. There is a renegotiation of loan terms. There's also existing premises that BYJU'S continue to operate that will be vacated. We will, of course, bring you details as and when the story moves further on from here.